The talk of Vegas this week continues to be the future of LeBron James, who showed up for a couple of the Bronny James games during the Lakers Summer League. Sat courtside, everything normal. But around him, there still seems to be a lot of questions about what LeBron wants and if he's going to be on the Lakers to start the season. His agent, Rich Paul, made an appearance during the week on SiriusXM NBA radio, talking to our friend Frank Isola. Here's a little bit of what he had to say.
There's so many voices in today's game and around today's game and media and things like that, and everyone has a job to do. For us, hey, let those people do their job. It's not for us to rebuttal or to try to give clarity on what's said, what's not said. That's not the focus. Focus is, hey, man, enjoy your summer. You know, you can't dispel everything someone has to say.
Yeah.
And you've been around this thing a long time. There's never been an expectation on anyone like it's been on him. But my thing is just continue to find your joy.
So, Rachel, my takeaway from listening to Rich's comments is that there continues to be some ambiguity. Like the door continues to be left open. Like all Rich would really have to do.
I disagree more.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, to me, I felt all Rich really had to do in an interview like that is be like, he's going to be on the Lakers. He opted in. He's going to win a championship. He's going to help the Lakers win. Then we'll see what happens the year after that. Like there just seems to be, the whole kind of enjoy your summer stuff, and you can't control what people are saying around you. Like that just, to me, just keeps open the possibility that we could see LeBron in a different uniform come October. How did you read into those comments? Obviously different than I did.
I think Rich Paul's job is to keep that possibility open, and that is a different job or a different thing than whether LeBron James will be on the Lakers when the season starts or even through the season. Those are two different things. An agent's job is to create leverage and to also make his client happy. And here's what I know about LeBron James after covering him for, I think, 24 years now, since his senior year of high school. He is one of the smartest players in the league or in professional sports. He understands that the LA Lakers are now building on a long-term timeline around Luka Doncic. Doesn't mean that Luka Doncic doesn't also want to win a title very soon, and certainly sooner than the Dallas Mavericks. But he knows the Lakers are not going to mortgage the entire future farm for this next season that could be LeBron James' last season and then throw away the next few years of Luka Doncic's future. They're not going to do that, right? So if LeBron had decided, you know what? I actually want to win, and I don't want to be part of that. And I'm willing to pick up my family, pick up myself, leave, and go to a new market. You know what he would have done? He would have not opted in on his final year of his contract to the Lakers. He could have left LA cleanly, smoothly, without damaging the Lakers organization, given them a whole surprise bunch of money, and certainly even told them that going into the summer. He would have been able to pick which team he went to. He would have been able to sign with them in a way that would not undercut their core by requiring a trade that would then make them not worthy of being a future title contender in the first place, right? Undercutting what he would supposedly be leaving to do. And by the way, all this Cleveland talk, Cleveland is a franchise where even if they got under the second apron, they'd have to make a bunch of speculative trades, destroying part of their team, just in case LeBron would agree to a trade and they could work it out. And if that trade was agreed to because of LeBron's salary, that team would be gutted enough that they would no longer be the title contender that he was supposedly leaving the Lakers for. He knows how to do this. We have seen it. When he wants to make a change, he much more quietly makes a change. When he finally wanted to leave Cleveland the second time, there was not a bunch of social media posts. LeBron James did not show up at Drew League games or at LA Fitness. He did not, oh, by the way, I'm wearing a Dodgers hat. I just like the Dodgers. None of that. He had his free agency meeting with Magic, and then he put out a very classy press release. You know when we have seen this kind of behavior before? Every single other time that LeBron James wants the team that he is on and wants to stay with to do things to make his time there better. And by the way, most people do that at their place of employ. That's not some crazy thing. He just does it in public, right? Most people want their jobs to be as tailored to them as possible and to be able to succeed in their goals as much as possible. His way of doing that has come under a lot of criticism over the years. We saw it during his first Cleveland tenure. We saw it during his Miami tenure. We saw it in his second Cleveland tenure until he wanted to leave. We did not see it when he wanted to leave. To me, this is exactly the LeBron playbook, not of someone who wants to get traded, and not of someone who is so smart and knows how to make the right decisions to put himself in the position to win. This is the playbook of LeBron James when he wants to get the team he plays for to do more for him. It just feels so textbook to me. It's a bit strange that we keep having this conversation.
There's an argument to be made that LeBron's right. The Lakers are clearly prioritizing future financial flexibility so that they can be in a position to add the next star to the roster whenever it is that LeBron James either retires or leaves the Lakers. But take the name LeBron off the jersey. If you're a team that has 2 All-NBA players, surefire All-NBA players, a third guy in Austin Reeves, who's a borderline All-Star, a fourth guy in DeAndre Ayton, who's the former number 1 overall pick, who's capable of giving you a double-double every single night. Don't you consider yourself a title contender? Like, shouldn't you be doing everything that you can to win a title in the immediate future and not be worried about the long term? Like, I think that to me, that's what LeBron wants this team to do, to not put so much emphasis on protecting the cap flexibility in 2026 and maybe more notably in 2027. And I think there's argument to that. Like, Luka Doncic just strapped a team onto his back and helped lead them into an NBA Finals. LeBron James is going to be 41 years old in December, but is not playing like any 41-year-old has ever played any sport ever. Like, he is still all NBA level, both ends of the floor when he wants to be, still a great player. The Lakers have room for organic growth on their roster. I think Austin Reeves, who I mentioned, if he's still there, is going to take another step this year. I think he's going to get even better this season. I think there's a reasonable case to be made that the Lakers should not be looking at the long view of this because, like, there's no guarantee they're going to be able to go out and get that next star to play next to Luka while Luka is still in his prime. So I actually tend to agree with LeBron and the position that they're taking. Like, this is a team that's built to win, and or at least it should be built to win. And adding to it now while not worrying about the consequences later, to me, that's the approach they should take.
Well, the franchise has to worry about Luka re-signing there. They don't really have to worry about LeBron re-signing there. I'm sure if he would like to play one more year beyond this year and they can work out a deal that it makes financial sense, he will be welcome. The Lakers are known for holding on to their stars and doing things for them, even if it's not in the absolute best interest of the team. However, it is much more important to Lakers fans, to the future of the franchise, that Luka Doncic re-signs there. So the moves that they make, even though LeBron wants this and LeBron wants that, and by the way, LeBron may be very reasonable in wanting those things. Again, it's kind of like the top of this conversation. Rich Paul's job is not necessarily the same thing as telling all of us what LeBron is really thinking. Those are two different roles. And the Lakers' job right now is, yes, fielding a competitive team, because by the way, that's what will keep Luka also. But in terms of whose timeline they're on, who they want to make sure feels like there is a future with their team, it is Luka Doncic. And I'm kind of curious because in a way, you're kind of making the point that the team is in pretty good shape and that LeBron should see them the way you see them as actually viable for a title if they can get on a run. What do you think if they were going to go all out, mortgage at the farm, do the thing? What could they do differently right now? Because DeAndre Ayton was definitely the best available at the position that they most needed to fill this summer, in my opinion.
I think if I was the Lakers, I would be looking at what they could potentially get for Austin Reeves. Not because Austin Reeves is a lesser player, and we've discussed this on previous shows, there is some overlap in what Austin Reeves does and what Luka Doncic does. So if you get another team out there, I don't know who it would be at this point, but there is a market for Austin Reeves.
I want you to speak in reality, though.
But
Think about
there's a
who-
market. There's a market for Austin Reeves. Like there's a lot of teams.
There's a market
yeah.
for us. Of course, there's a market for Austin Reeves. Other teams would like Austin Reeves. Let's say you were going to trade Austin Reeves. You're going to attach a first round pick, maybe more, whatever we have. You were going to literally give away everything, mortgage your entire future, so LeBron James could have the best chance of winning the title this year. Which, by the way, would be nice for Luka Doncic too. But that is your goal. Who would you get back given that you could spend all, I'm giving you your wallets open, spend all the assets the Lakers have? Who would you realistically be able to get back for Austin Reeves and picks or whatever else you think you have that would make the salaries match up well enough to stay within the confines of this new CBA and would make your team better than Austin Reeves makes it right now? Who is available? Who a team would trade?
Top of my head, I might look at a team like New York and who has Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, 3-and-D types of guys. The Knicks, under Mike Brown, looking to become more diverse offensively. Maybe they'd be interested in something like that. I'd look at Toronto and some of the guys that they have there. It's not easy, but like the 3-and-D guys, that's something that I think makes more sense for the Lakers with Luka and LeBron than Austin Reeves necessarily does. Again, if they keep Austin Reeves, he's bound to have a fantastic season. I think he's going to have a better season than he had last year. I just think you can live without his skill set with Luka playing, 35 minutes per game. Yeah.
Yes. And by the way, I don't disagree with you. That is the way that you would upgrade. Those teams have to be willing to give up those guys. And it is an eternal balance for any team. What are you giving up for now? What are your chances of winning now versus sinking your future of your team for, and we're not talking about in 2032, right? 2026 is 6 months from now. I mean, you're talking about next season. You're talking about handicapping yourself in the near future. And it doesn't shock me that while the Lakers are interested in making their team better and already have, and by the way, it's possible that we get a trade for one of those 3-and-D guys for Austin Reeves before the trade deadline. That's still open, depending on how the Lakers season is going. I think it's possible the Lakers front office now wants to take a look at sort of how this group is going to be together before they start giving away things and trading Austin and doing whatever. Teams that think they have a shot will know by February that they don't have a shot. You and I see this every year. So I don't think the door is closed to making this better. And I don't think LeBron is crazy for wanting them to do more now and wanting them to do more in general and wanting to put pressure on them. I think all of the parties are doing what they should be doing. The method that LeBron puts that pressure on sometimes rubs some fans the wrong way, but you got to recognize that's what he's doing. He is not trying to get himself somewhere else in the next 2 months. And look, if I'm wrong about this, I will come right here to you and me. I will say I was wrong. But I do not believe it because there was a way to get this done 3 weeks ago, where he could have done it cleanly, where he actually had the best chance to win somewhere else. By definition, if he goes somewhere else now, wherever he is traded, the makeup of the team that he is attracted to will not be as good by virtue of the fact that they've got to trade parts away for him. And they wouldn't have to do that 3 weeks ago. And he's too smart not to take that into account. And so therefore, I just don't see it that he's looking to go somewhere else. I see it that he is looking to make this team the best it can possibly be, to push the Lakers into making as many moves as they can before February to give them the best chance that they have in April, May, and June. And all of that's a little bit still to unfold. We've seen this movie before. And, still entertaining. I like rewatching old movies.
So
that's what it is.
Let's just get into the trade stuff for a second. Like, let's say we get to mid to late August and the Lakers have done nothing and the dust has settled and all the moves have been made and teams are standing pat, at least until training camp, first part of the season, trade deadline.
Yep.
When I talk to people in Vegas, no one is ruling out the possibility of a trade. Some people believe it's still very possible that it could happen. There are teams that could put it together. The Mavericks could potentially put it together. The Knicks could potentially put it together. People keep telling me to keep an eye on the Clippers. We're going to get into them in a minute about putting together a deal for LeBron. Do you think that's a possibility still? I mean, everything that we've heard up until this point, do you think that a deal is there's still a percentage chance of it before the start of the season?
Look, again, I'm happy to come on here and tell you I'm wrong if I am wrong. And I absolutely believe you are talking to smart basketball people. And I, right now, and talking to you, am talking to a smart basketball person. And you believe there is a chance. So this is a difference of opinion. We will have to see how it plays out. The Mavericks do not want him. They have messaged that out through multiple reporters. So I think that door is closed. The New York Knicks door, the Karl Anthony Towns trade that people keep talking to, I don't think the Lakers would see how that would make them better. And I don't think that they are going to go backward to make a LeBron trade. I don't see them wanting to do that. I don't see them wanting to buy him out so he can go do something else and be somewhere else and potentially beat them. So I think we also have to keep in mind, in terms of feasible trades, what is good for LA. The Clippers is an interesting possibility, right? I mean, it would certainly be a Clippers move to want to get one over in terms of bringing the Lakers' biggest star, and he is still their biggest star, over to the Clippers side. You tell me what the Lakers would want for LeBron that you think the Clippers would be willing to give up before they even see how this Bradley Beal version of James Harden and Kawhi Leonard and everybody else we're about to, and Zubac and everyone else we're about to discuss works. Do you see them doing that before November?
Not unless they're willing to flip Kawhi, which I don't see.
Do you think the Lakers would take Kawhi?
No, I mean,
on that salary with that injury history? Again, let's talk about what's realistic.
And look, to be fair, like the when I talk to people about the Knicks I don't think have interest in LeBron. I think the Knicks are looking to do. The Knicks are pretty happy with what they did this offseason. They're happy with what they got from Mike Brown. Mike Brown's been a big hit in Vegas around Knicks. As he should be. Like, big hit. They love the Jordan Clarkson edition. They love the Gershon Yabusele edition. They think they've got a rotation that's 9 or 10 deep right now. Like, they're not looking to shake that up. Not in a conference that they think they can win with this group. So you're right. The options are limited. And look, I'm just there's just some people that keep telling me like it's still possible. And the Clippers get brought up a lot with this stuff. And I don't know what makes sense with the Clippers. I don't know what makes sense with the Lakers. Like, to bring it full circle, like, they have been saying, we don't want extra salary. LeBron is an expiring contract. We want the flexibility. We know in today's NBA with aprons and all these penalties, the flexibility really matters. So,
but even if they were willing to give that flexibility up, even if that wasn't their biggest concern, right? And you're saying it shouldn't be their biggest concern because right now they've got two great players and they have the potential to continue to build around them. So let's say even the flexibility issue, if they were willing to change course and say, we're willing to give more up now. We're not going to completely sink the future of this team because we need to re-sign Luka, and nobody would blame them for that decision. But we are willing to do more to make sure that we are giving ourselves the best chance we can to win now. Even if you change that mindset, which I'm not sure the Lakers are going to change, I still, when you go through all the possibilities, I don't see where both teams would be interested that you have a feasible trade. And also, work into the fact that LeBron is of an age where he is settled in a certain place. He has 2 houses in Los Angeles. People talk about his businesses there. That he can do from anywhere. He can be a big, huge star from anywhere. But his family likes Los Angeles. Savannah likes Los Angeles. Zuri likes Los Angeles. The boys like coming home to Los Angeles. I just think there is a lot involved in him leaving. And if he was going to do it, if he was going to do all the things, we would have known 3 weeks ago, the Lakers would have known months ago that he wasn't going to pick up his option, and he could have done it cleanly, gracefully, in a way that certainly, would be, I don't know what's going to be palatable to the fan base, but more palatable than sort of forcing the Lakers into a trade. And he could have gone to a team where he wasn't decimating them just to get there. So he actually had a better chance of winning. If that's what this is all about, there was a cleaner option to do this months ago where he had full control. And he decided instead to go the re-sign. I want my money. I want to stay in LA. I'm going to nudge everyone on social media. That is the route he decided to take. That is what we are seeing now. And we have seen it over and over and over. And we'll have to see where the nudging kind of comes into play with the Lakers and what their decision making is. And maybe the nudging will work a little. We've seen it work in the past with others of his teams. And maybe that'll be best for the Lakers in the long term, that they kind of meet in the middle a little bit. But I expect LeBron James to be playing in LA for the first part of the season at the very least. And frankly, I expect him to be playing in LA until he retires. And I mean, accepting maybe a one-day deal with the Cavs to retire if he decides to go that way. But that is my expectation. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
All right. So I'm sure we'll be talking about this a lot more this offseason. There's always going to be another shoe to drop with LeBron James in the offseason?